If you want to dominate your local market, you need more than just a nice logo and a Facebook page. You need authority. See, people in your city are already Googling businesses just like yours, but the companies that are getting picked are the ones that look like the trusted experts. The best, not the cheapest, the ones that look legit. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to become the business everyone in your city recognizes, trusts, and recommends. You'll learn the exact moves that make you look like the obvious choice, even if your competition has been around longer, spends more on ads, or has a bigger team. This is the kind of stuff that no one teaches local business owners. But it is the difference between being invisible and becoming the go-to authority in your town. Welcome to Marketing Domination. So this is going to be the 10 things that I think every local service business owner should be making a priority if they truly want to dominate their local market and build that local authority. And number one is this: getting your directories and reviews set up. This is the foundation of local authority. If you skip this, nothing else is going to matter. This is where you want to make sure that you're locking things down. Like you've heard your Google business profile or your GBP. Everybody knows to get that. But the other ones I want you to spend time on are Yelp, Facebook, Trustpilot. Why we want to get this is because we want to make sure that we are everywhere our potential customers could be looking for our service. We have a citation or a profile set up on those things. The Google business profile is very important for Google search specifically. However, with a lot of the LLMs like ChatGPT and search engines like Bing and Yahoo, which are raising in popularity, they don't use Google business profile because it's a competition to them. Where they pull a lot of their authority is sites like Yelp, Facebook, and Trustpilot, third-party review sites, which are really difficult to get reviews for because people have to have an account and everything. But if you take the time to get this stuff set up, getting these directories and reviews on those directories will help you out. So a couple of tips on this: make sure that you guys are asking for reviews daily. And we want to then reply to every single one of those reviews to show that we're actually caring about our reviews, because it's going to encourage more people to do it. We want to add photos to these different profiles if it allows, like it does on the GBP. And hey, guess what? Don't overthink this. Make it simple. Build a simple automation like we do for our clients at Garner Consulting, to where as soon as a job is finished, invoices closed out, whatever your trigger is, it plugs them through an automation asking them to leave you a review. And if you have multiple directories set up, you can even make it to where if they've already left a Google review for you, then it starts asking for these other sites like Yelp and everything else. The point to understand is you can outrank a bigger competitor just by having more reviews, better responses, and fresher activity. One of the deciding factors actually in Google is not just number of reviews, but review velocity. So if you have a legacy business that's been in your town, one of your competitors maybe has a lot more reviews than you, but they've kind of started to go stagnant, this is an opportunity for you to hammer this down, get this automation and everything set up in place so you get reviews faster than them, and that gives you an opportunity to rank higher than them on Google. Second thing that we want to do is we want to build our digital storefront. We want to make sure that all of the social accounts are built out. Now, I know you may hate social media. You don't want to be on the different profiles. I get it. I don't like it either, but it's the necessary evil. People look at social accounts to decide if you're legit. So even if you're not posting on those, we at least want to go ahead and lock up those domains. Be everywhere, or lock up the usernames. Be everywhere. Be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Threads, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, even things like your next door page, all of the different platforms. We want to secure your profile on there. You don't have to necessarily post everywhere, but you do need to exist everywhere. So if people are searching for you, you're not just a ghost business. What I would recommend, you get all those profiles set up, make sure it's set up with your company logo, your about sections filled out, you got your contact information, and then your website and your phone number, maybe an email address on there, on all those profiles set up, and then create just at least one post for each one of those profiles that if it's something like TikTok that maybe you don't want to spend time on, at least just clearly describes the problem that you guys solve and how customers can reach out to you. And if you're super active on a platform, you can even point them towards that. One of the things that we like to do for this is because we know that people don't want to post everywhere, is we set this up inside of them for story growth funnels. We set up an automation for them, so where all the Google reviews and Yelp reviews that we get that we talked about on the first point, we take those, we create those into social graphics, and then those get shared out on social content. So even if you don't want to be posting content on all these platforms, you can at least automate it to set up to where all of your 5-star reviews get shared across all of your platforms. You still have content on those different platforms. We want the appearance of being everywhere, even if we're not everywhere, and making sure that we have that digital storefront with all the social profile setups, one of the ways to build that local authority. The third thing that we need is local backlinks. If you listen to anything to me talk about SEO, we know that backlinks are important, but getting localized backlinks are even more important for local service-based businesses. It is a lot more powerful in the eyes of Google if you're a local business. You have a local, let's say, Chamber of Commerce link that maybe have a lower site authority than a big directory listing or a big, like maybe press release or something else that's more a national thing. That's just one of those signaling factors to Google that you are an actual local business and you serve this local market. Local backlinks, they are pure gold for SEO and authority. And the goal is to show Google and our community that we're the real deal and that we're actually plugged into this community. Couple of places to get stuff like this is things like your Better Business Bureau. You can set up profiles with those. One of the things that we've actually seen help some of our clients is just setting up an Indeed profile and showing local job listings and stuff like that in your local area. The big key that I think that people overlook is local Chamber of Commerce links. You might not want to be super involved in your local chamber, but you're not doing it for the logo on their website or anything like that. You're doing it for that local backlink. This has been one of the things that we find with some of our clients that maybe they're in a suburb of a bigger city. By them joining all the local chambers around them, maybe your city has one and there's also a county one. What we have found by them joining the local cities that they're trying to break into, that's one of the things that starts helping to increase the rankings in those specific cities as we have those backlinks from those local chambers. The other thing would be like local networking groups, Rotary clubs, if you got any of those in your town, local charities, nonprofits, youth sporting teams, local schools, if local churches have sponsorship pages, local podcast blogs, local business directories, and then real estate agent resource pages has been another key that we've unlocked, especially in these service-based categories, home services and everything, connecting with local real estate agents so you can get your website listed on their directory resources page, typically have on their website that they share it with all of your clients. What you need to know is whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, especially if you're doing sponsorship activities, it's not just about your logo. Yes, you want your logo on their website for branding and on their promotional materials, but the backlink that you're getting is worth way more digitally than having your, logo on a pamphlet or a website that very few people are going to go to. So way to kind of supercharge this is anytime you do get involved with something like that, use that as an opportunity to create a digital press release. That way you can kind of supercharge this. So if you are involved in a local sporting event, you sponsor it or some type of other local opportunity that you can use to leverage a press release, use that, blast that out, and that's going to help that authority supercharge. On that note, with number 4 is local PR and media features. Most small businesses never tap into this, which is why the ones that do instantly look like the industry leaders. This is very simple to do things and connect and network with like local newspapers and magazines, lifestyle articles and stuff, local TV morning shows, local radios and podcasts that they have, maybe online news outlets. The thing with this that I have found is typically in every town, there is some type of digital magazine that is not necessarily the big player, like big newspaper or anything. We found in some of the local markets that we work in specifically that there's actually directories to where you can pay for sponsorship opportunities that are less than $100 a month that instantly gets you thousands of backlinks just by the way that their local website is structured. So you can pay to have your logo and your website on their website. And because their website is so massive and they got thousands of pages, that automatically puts your logo on thousands of their pages, increasing that local topicality and authority. Plus it is local. So you're actually going to probably get some opportunity for business from those, but you also get all of those local backlinks, which is very, very important. And it positions you as the trusted expert instead of just another business trying to sell something. Most local business owners aren't losing customers because of bad service. They're losing them because they don't have enough reviews. And the truth is your Google reviews are often the first thing people see before they even call or click. That's why I created the 5-star Google review scripts. These are done for you templates that show you exactly how to ask, follow up, and collect more 5-star reviews without feeling awkward or pushy. With more reviews, you build trust, rise in the rankings, and you become the obvious choice in your market. Download it free today at seangarner.co/review scripts. Now back to the show. The 5th thing is community involvement that actually builds authority. So not everything that you're going to do in the community locally is going to grow your brand. We want to focus on things that not only just give you visibility, but also that authoritativeness that we're looking for. We're not just trying to keep ourselves busy. You're a busy business owner, right? You're already busy. You don't need more work to do. So we want to make sure that the opportunities that we're seeking, we're actually going to be able to leverage for our business. Now, this is going to vary based upon what type of industry you're in. If you're something like an accountant or financial advisor, doing like Q&A sessions and everything at local chambers or small business workshops and stuff would be really good. If you're doing, maybe something like a service-based business, making sure that you've got some type of booth at maybe like a local farmer's market type setup and everything that they would have, that would be a really great way to get involved. You can also partner with local schools or nonprofits, local trade shows, volunteer as a team of some local nonprofit maybe in your area, some way to get involved in the community that you can leverage for some type of a digital authority, where maybe you're getting your logo added to their website, you're getting some type of a digital PR for this. Because remember, authority is built in public. So we want to show up in all the public places so people see that we're not just trying to sell them stuff. We're actually there and we are plugged in. We're building roots in our local community. 6 is we want to create content that makes you the local expert. Your website, your social channels, they should make you the teacher, not the salesperson. So the type of content that we could be creating is things like 3 tips videos, behind the scenes content to show people your process, customer success stories, transformations, FAQs, myths, mistakes, the 5 things to know before hiring, insert your industry here. We want to make sure that we're creating content that is giving value to our local market that we're trying to serve. It's not just look at me, buy my stuff content. We want to position ourselves as a local authority even before someone speaks to us. So by the time they get on the call, they reach out, they book their service, schedule their appointment, they already look at us as a trusted expert. The 7th thing is your website must look like the authority. It breaks my heart sometimes whenever I'm having somebody reach out to me and they're looking for help. I'm like, man, I've been doing this for 20 years, got all this expertise, and you go on their website and it looks like a step above a Craigslist listing. Like, it looks bad. It looks like it's like the first website made 30 years ago, and it doesn't look like the authority that they actually are. Your website must feel like the leader. Whenever people go there, does it have a clear story brand message that clearly articulates the problem that you solve, how you make their life better, and why they need to hire you? Is it professional photography? Guys, I can't tell you how many times I see like shaky iPhone videos, or I see like horrible images used on a website and people are like, well, I don't understand. They're like, I've got these photos. Like, I will tell you this, bad iPhone photos are better than stock generic photos, but come on, we can hire a local photographer for less than $500 and you can get assets that not only use on your website to make you stand out, but can use that on social for years. So spend the time, get some professional photography, and make your website really, really pop and stand out. We want to feature our awards and certification. We want to embed our Google reviews, press release, mentions, media, all of those things, case studies. We want to have all that stuff on a website, because if people are just window shopping digitally for our products and services, and it's our website and our competitors looks awesome because it's new, hot and shiny, and ours looks like we built it ourselves, 20 years ago, they're instantly going to think that the new one has more authority just by the way it looks. Perception is reality, especially digitally. So make sure your website looks as professional as you are. Number 8 is we want to partner with other local leaders. So this is a great networking opportunity to build your Dream 100 list out. There's people in your local market that already have all the people that you want to work with. So this would be something like, plumbers partnering with real estate agents, a medical spa partners with a wellness clinic, a fitness coach with a chiropractor, contractors with home inspectors. Think about strategic partnerships that you could set up locally, so you could leverage their local authority that they have as well too. When another trusted business promotes you, you instantly gain authority, because everybody's going to say they're good. But if somebody else is saying that they should hire you, it's instantly going to boost that credibility and trust, help you to show up as that local authority. Number 9 is show up everywhere, especially on Google. So we did a whole podcast before about the 5 places that you show up on Google. It's going to be your map pack, which is the most important for services, the SERPs, which is the search engine result pages. Then we've got the AI overviews, which a lot of people are struggling to do that because they don't have this authority built up, because you can't trick the AI overview, right? We have to have that authority to make sure that we're showing up. Digital press releases and these local links are really going to help a lot with that. And then we got the local service ads, or the LSA ads for those eligible businesses. And then we've got our PPC, our pay-per-click ads. We want to show up everywhere on Google. So when people are looking for services just like us, we even have the opportunity to show up on those things. So many businesses, they won't take the time to even set up a simple pay-per-click budget or LSA account if they're eligible, just because they don't understand it. That's where agencies like us step in to help you set those things up so you can show up everywhere where your competitors are showing up. Because if we want to dominate, we got to be where our competition is, and more importantly, where our customers are looking. The other thing we want to make sure that we do is we are dominating and optimizing our Google business profile. set up all the things with this. We've got whole episodes before where we talk about how to optimize your Google business profile. So go check out that episode where we do deep dive on every single thing that you need to do. So that way you're not just showing up on the maps, but then we can also make sure that we're dominating on everywhere in Google. And the last thing, number 10, is all of this fits together to build your local authority flywheel. So all of these things start connecting once you get this system going and built in process. So think about this. Reviews lead to social content. Social content now creates and builds trust. Then you get backlinks to boost your rankings. Rankings now make you rank higher on Google, so they drive more traffic. Traffic leads to more leads lead to more customers leads to reviews, and it just repeats that whole cycle flywheel process. That's why it's important. And I see so many small businesses struggle because they'll have pieces of things set together and they don't have a complete system. That's why at Sean Garner Consulting, we have the marketing domination system that we plug our clients into. We help them build, fill, and optimize this whole sales funnel process so they can stand out as the clear industry leader. So if you're looking for having an agency to implement these systems just like this into your local service business, go to our website, seangarner.co, book a call with me. We'll do a complete audit of your current marketing, show you where the blind spots are, how you can implement these strategies so you can dominate your local market.